In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing you guys these two trippy rotoscope effects that you can do in your music videos right now. And if you guys are interested in any sort of LUTs to apply to your music videos, click the link in the description. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. Let's dive into this. So first of all, obviously you want to make sure you have your clip ready, and the way I usually do this is from Premiere Pro, and then I go to After Effects from this program, because most of the time I'm editing my videos all in Premiere Pro and then adding VFX on top of them. So what you can do is you right click, go to replace with After Effects composition, and it's going to open up your composition here, and here is the clip we're going to be applying this effect to. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to the rotoscope tool right here, and you want to click on it. And because we are on 3.0 now for the rotoscope, the AI has increased its ability. So right now we really don't need to do too much work, because previously we was on 2.0 and it was a little bit more work to adjust. But as you can see right here, we're just doing very small adjustments, and as I drag it here, there you go, and we can just watch that back. And as you can see, everything is still rotoscoped there. Everything is in frame. Okay, perfect. So what I usually do after this is I duplicate the layer, Control D if you're on Windows. I'm not too sure what it is on Mac. And we duplicated that 3 times. So then I go to my third layer, and then I go to composition and delete the rotoscope here. So then the background is back. Okay. Then I click on my second layer here. I go to transform and effects. I open up these two so that if I want to use any of them. Next thing is go to effects and type in turbulence display. Okay, right there, and you want to drag that onto your layer. So now that we dragged it onto our layer, you can see that it's come up here in the effect controls, and we've got amount, size, and these are the two things we're going to be focusing on first. So you can choose the amount of display that you're adding to this. Now this kind of depends on what sort of look you're going for, but because there's water in the background here, I kind of want to make it go with that as much as I can. So I'm probably going to put it on 200 for the amount, and then for the size we're going to ever so slightly decrease it just by a little bit. I'd say maybe around here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is when we watch that back, you can kind of see how that's looking, but we do want a little bit more movement. So when it gets around here, what we can do is we can check to see if we did increase or if we did decrease, how much movement we're getting. Now I'm gonna slightly increase that. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for, something like this. So as you've got the movement that you're looking for, you can go to evolution here, and you can make a key point, and then you want to start moving this towards the end and increase the movement here, so that when it goes throughout the video, you're getting this movement. Okay, so I'm going to increase it to around 300, and we're going to drag it towards the end of the clip, so then when we watch this through, you can kind of see what we've created. Okay, so it's kind of trippy, do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of movement there, and it's going with the water in the background, and that's what we're kind of looking for. But I do feel like it just can be decreased ever so slightly, so I'd say around here. And if you just watch that back now, that's the kind of look we're looking for. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. So the next thing I usually do is I highlight the keyframes for the evolution that we've just done, and I F9 to make them smoothen out a little bit. Oh, let's drag it to the end there, not far off. Then the next thing I usually do is I type in blur, and we go to Gaussian blur. I drag that onto my second layer, and you want to increase the blur on this. Okay, so get to like a part of the video where you can kind of see, you know, most of the movement from this effect. Let's just say around here, right? And you want to just increase the blur on that subject. So as you can see, we've increased it, and I'd say around 13 looks cinematic for me. Yeah. And then the next thing you can do is, depending on what glow you have, I mean, I just usually go with the simple glows, but we can still create the same effect with the glow from After Effects. So you just want to increase your intensity. Then the next part you want to do is the glow threshold, and that is to just, I'd say just decrease a little bit, so then you're getting this sort of color. The next thing I touch is the glow radius. Okay, so as you can see, we're getting that glow radius just there. I'd say around there, 43. So as you can see, we've actually got a really nice effect going on here, and this is literally the way I would do it. So this is kind of what the final effect looks like. I'm not gonna lie to you. It depends on the way you want it to look. You can increase the amount of glow that you've added, and for some final touches, the main thing that I could personally do is we can go on the first layer, which is the actual layer of the music video or the rotoscope, and you can add a glow to this, okay? And what this is going to do is you can actually make your actual centered subject glow from there. So if we was to turn the threshold down towards the same sort of percentage, I just need to remember, which was around 29. So if we turn this down to around, let's just say 30, and then we brought the glow radius just a little bit up, let's say around here, 38. Okay, and the intensity, not gonna lie, we can decrease this just a little bit, all right? So that we've got our glow, but we've also got it kind of going with the rotoscope and the main subject itself. And what you can do is to smoothen this out just a little bit. You can go to the feather on our first layer, which is the main subject, and you can increase that feather so that it doesn't look so sharp on the edges. So I'd say just increase to maybe around 50. And then I'd say render this through and see what this looks like. So as you can see, we got a final version of this effect, and this is exactly what we're looking for. Trippy with a nice glow and going with what's going in the video. You got the nice water in the back kind of moving, and then you got this effect just moving with it, nice and trippy and vibrant. That's exactly what we want. So for the second effect, I'm going to show you a variation with this. So we're going to use the same clip, but we've already rotoscoped this out, so I don't need to do that again. But we're actually going to add keyframes for the movement of the rotoscope, okay, which is the transform button that I told you guys to keep open. All right, so for this one, we're just going to keyframe the position, okay, and then I'd say from around where he starts moving, maybe when the second fist comes up around here is when we can move our subject just to the right here, okay. And what we can do is we can watch this back just to see how that kind of moved in. And I feel like, to me, guys, that's a little bit too slow. So we're just going to drag it back just to make it a little bit faster. Press play. Okay. So right there is probably the best positioning for me. All right, cool. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to highlight them keyframes that obviously moved your subject. And then you want to go and press F9 to ease them out. So as you can see, that's a better movement. We're going to customize that in a second. But the next thing you want to do is once you've got that positioned on where you want it to be, you can then think of if you want to bring that back into your subject or if you just want to leave it out where it is. Okay, and for me, to be honest, the way that I want this effect to look, I want to keep it there because it's nice and trippy. This is the look we're going for. And yeah, so once it's there, next thing you want to do is you want to go to your effects and type in turbulent display again and add that onto your rotoscope. So as you can see, we've got that trippy look already. I mean, it all depends on the way you want it to look. You want to make sure you go to the start of it and keyframe the amount and the size. So you want to make sure you keyframe this. What we can do is we can drag these two keyframes over here because this is where we want it to look like this for these keyframes here. But go to the start and reset them. And that's basically going to put your subject back to what it's looking like. So then when it goes here, that's when the effect kind of comes in with it. And then you'll be able to see that's where it shines through. All right. So then we can highlight that, F9 that. So that's nice and smooth. When you play that back, we got that kind of look. Okay. But again, you can keep perfecting this until you're happy with the way it looks and, you know, the sort of trippy vibe that you're going for. Because sometimes it will take you a while with what you're actually wanting it to look like. So I'm very fussy as well. I think we all are as editors. We could all say that. But yeah, that is the second variation for this. And then what you can do is you can literally do like a rinse and repeat of what we done last time with the glow. Add the glow onto the subject and do the kind of the same thing. And if you wanted to, if it was like a second variation throughout the video, what you could do is you can kind of change up the way you do the second one. But for this video, we're just kind of, you know, gonna stick with the sort of same style that we done. We got that nice effect. We got the glow coming through. Yeah, man, looks trippy, looks sick. And last touches, as like I said before, is go to your rotoscope and put some feather on this just to smoothen out the edges a little bit. We don't want things looking so sharp and stuff on the edge, but we're just gonna bring that in just a little bit faster. There we go. That's the one. That's exactly what we're looking for. I'm very happy with the way this looks, and these are the two effects that I think you guys should definitely use in your music videos in 2024, depending on the track, of course. Don't just, you know, add this in every single video you got. When you got that feel for a trippy vibe, definitely look at what you got in your catalog, look at what you want to use with your all of your effects and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely say utilize After Effects in this way. This is definitely gonna bring out your music videos a little bit more, get them capturing their moments that you need, and especially when it's trippy moments like this, man. If you guys enjoyed this video today, make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate all the support on the channel. We're so close to 3K subscribers. It's going to keep posting for you guys. I've got loads of tutorials. I've got loads of different videos coming to the channel as well, so just keep an eye out all for that, okay? But yeah, please, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.